All right, we are back with another episode of the Top Tier Freestyle, Top Tier Podcast. And to my left, we have
the Loch Ness Monster.
And across from me, we have a very important part of the music industry, I believe. One of the most important parts when you are an independent artist. And I'm excited to actually get a lot of information from her today, as much as we possibly can. And we have Miss Divine in the building today.
What's up? What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. There's a lot of big things happening, and I'm excited to share.
Nice. I'm excited to hear. So first and foremost, we'll just start it off. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in the Valley, Panorama City. Whoop whoop.
Hey, me too. The Kaiser?
Well,
Yes.
my baby daddy
Yes.
friends.
Yeah,
I was born at the same Kaiser.
Okay. Yep. At the Kaiser.
Yep.
They have the last 3-story Walmart there.
That's a fun fact.
I should let you guys know that. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I learn something new every day. So yeah, I was raised in Van Nuys and partly Santa Clarita.
Okay, so a Valley girl.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. Okay.
So how'd you get started in the entertainment industry?
I actually have always kind of been exposed to the entertainment industry. I have a lineage of music in my family. So my grandmother was actually a really famous singer in the 50s. She was a part of a group called Peanut and the M&Ms.
I like
And
M&Ms.
so-
Why does that sound familiar? Aside
Spit
from the
with your
candy.
mouth, not in your hand. You know what it is.
Yeah, they were pretty popular back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, you can look them up.
That's
you can,
dope.
You can
That's
find
dope.
the music. Yeah. So it started from there, and then like my dad, he was an underground rapper. His name was Bad Habit, and so him and my mom used to put on concerts at clubs and stuff like that, and I was just a studio baby. I was just always in the studio.
Got you. So they literally had you locked in when they were locked in the studio.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was kind of destined. Even my mom and my dad, they talk about it. They're like, you were kind of destined to be a part of the entertainment industry at some shape, form, or fashion. They didn't really know though, because like I was just, as a kid, I was into everything. Like I was like, I want to play guitar and I want to dance, I want to act, I want to be a poet, and I want to, do all these things. So, when I told them that, I'm pursuing to be an A&R, they were like, there it is.
Okay.
So I think she just answered your next question.
No, not necessarily, because
Is that what you think inspired her to start her company?
I don't know. So you have a company that so it's called Divine Intervention Artistries.
Yes.
LLC.
Yes.
What inspired you to actually start that?
Actually, I was working. Well, I have a background in marketing, so I'll start there. I have a background in marketing, photography, and video production.
Okay.
And graphic design. So it started there. And then I was a part of an organization where I was kind of working closely with a lot of different artists. So dancers, singers, poets, rappers. And I just saw that like the quality that these independent artists were bringing to their crowds wasn't the same quality that an industry artist had.
Right.
And I was like, I just started to wonder why. And so because I had this background in production, I started to use my gifts to enhance their appearance, with marketing and branding.
Gotcha.
And then I would find myself kind of like, saying and giving advice on like their performances and like how they were, their crowd engagement and like, stage presence and stuff like that. And so that inspired me to start Divine Intervention Artistries. And it actually started as a photography business.
Really?
Photography and web design and graphic design. But after a while, after dealing with some pretty difficult clients and the whole,
you had to take it back to the roots.
the whole business structure and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, this is not even like my passion. Like this is not even what I'm trying to do in life.
Right.
So I really had to like go back to the board and be like, okay, like what is it that I'm passionate about? I'm passionate about artists. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about excellence.
What's your
So-
favorite genre of music? Do you have one?
That's a really vast question to me when people ask me that. I have favorites in each genre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. So what are your thoughts on the state of the game right now?
My thoughts on the state of the game. I feel like there is a new industry coming. And I feel like a lot of the music and artists that are going to be a part of this new industry are independent artists. You know, you see artists like Kendrick Lamar, Absol,
Two of my favorites. TDE.
AJ McQueen.
Yes.
Like, you know, very conscious, but still modern, urban, and relatable.
That part.
So I feel like we're going to get a lot more of that in the future.
Gotcha. So your company specializes in what?
A&R and artist development.
Okay. So what do you feel makes a good A&R?
A good A&R is going to invest in you.
Gotcha.
So a good A&R is someone who's going to inspire you and encourage you to keep doing your music, to keep getting better, to keep learning. And I actually it's funny because I actually just saw a video with Lil Russell, and he was kind of asked the same question, like, what makes a good manager? And he was just like emphasizing on the fact that, like, if your manager is not going to like come out of pocket for you, fire them.
Damn.
So it's
because they don't believe in you.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, with an A&R, it's, you know, A&R and management kind of go hand in hand, and I kind of do both. So like, you can ask YB Terrion, like I've put in for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's because I believe in him.
Yeah. Shout out
And
to
so,
YB.
Yeah,
Shout out to YB.
Shouts out.
Yeah. Now that's dope. I'm glad you bring up LaRussell. LaRussell to me, like, I saw his interview on the Breakfast Club, and once I saw him on the Breakfast Club, it opened my eyes to a new artist. I was like,
Who's that?
you need to look him up.
Yeah, look him up.
Look
Yeah,
him up.
I'm gonna look him up. because
He's
I'm
an
like,
independent artist out of Vallejo, up north,
Yeah.
out of
he
the Bay
rapping?
Area.
He throws concerts in his backyard.
He's
Oh,
rapping.
in
he's
his
dope
sweats
as
and
shit. I
Crocs.
need to check
He's
the fuck
rapping
out.
Yeah.
though. But
Yeah.
I love his videos. I love his Instagram. The videos that he does, like his passion when he's on that
Yeah.
stage, it's just like,
It's
you
just
know,
so
it's just like,
authentic,
oh
like, and
my
it just
God.
hits. Like,
I fucking love
Yeah,
LaRussell,
yeah.
man. I
Wow,
love
I'm
him.
gonna go Google him because you guys got me really excited.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, you
yeah.
see
Like
the
I'm gonna
smile on my
start
face?
sweating like I've been watching Cops. You guys got me just, woo! I'm just like,
No,
LaRussell.
he brings
But-
that fire.
Yeah,
He
but-
brings
I
believe
that fire.
that.
But another thing that I do like about him in particular is just like his strategy, his marketing strategy is very authentic, but also like his concerts and the merchandising. I don't know about the concerts in particular, but his merchandising, it's pay as you please. Or what do they?
Proud to pay.
Proud to pay. There we
Proud to
go.
pay.
So it's pretty much like you got $5. Go ahead here.
Whatever it's worth to you.
What
Yeah.
what it's worth to you, you pick up that piece of merchandise of his.
So he just lets you pay whatever.
Yeah. So it could be $1. It could be
That's
$5.
a really
it could
good
be
idea.
Proud
What
to
kind of
pay.
merchandise
Proud
does
to
he
pay, yeah.
have?
Proud to pay. I'm not.
He has his own company called Good Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
So-
what company?
Good Company.
I don't know why I thought you said Dick Company. So sorry.
No.
Get your mind out there. Yeah, but now he's definitely somebody that's definitely worth looking into.
Yeah.
When it comes to what you do as an A&R, what do you feel like? When it comes to your company in particular, what qualities or characteristics do you look for in an artist?
I look for work ethic and drive and self-motivation, because if you're not going to do those things, like, I can't want it more than you. You know what I'm saying? And what I do as an A&R, I want what I'm doing bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to work with you, I need to see that drive. I need to see that work ethic. I need to see you, putting money into your own shows, pushing
So
for
it's
people
like-
to buy your tickets. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like I'm the A&R, you're the artist. I shouldn't be outworking you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. I
Yeah.
shouldn't be outworking you. And like, you'd be surprised how many independent artists I've come across who don't sell tickets to their own shows, and they just have like this kind of entitlement. And I'm just like, so basically, you don't want anybody to come to your shows. Basically, what you're telling me, because I don't sell tickets.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
nobody knows
Hustle,
who you are.
motherfucker.
Like,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, nobody knows who you are, and you're gonna have to like.
I hate selling tickets.
I'm
I'm an artist, so what I do is I just pay for my slot,
Right,
and
right.
that's what I do. The same amount that I could like get people to buy those tickets, I basically just pay for my slot because, like, I don't know, I have a problem with
But that's where like you should.
I know that's
the
where I should
marketing-
be
the
selling
marketing.
myself, but it's just like sometimes that part of being an artist is extremely difficult
Well,
to
I mean,
me.
Okay, so-
when,
Like,
that's understandable,
yeah.
but like when you're an independent artist, you're independent and you don't have the team or the staff yet that
Right.
that handles that stuff for you. So it's just like if you're working a job, like being
Exactly.
an independent artist, you're a business. So it's like you have to run your business. You have to run you. So when you're selling your tickets, it doesn't have to be like, you also have to change your perspective on how you sell tickets, because you can sell tickets online and you just have a dope marketing strategy. You know what I mean? And you have a really strong call to action.
Right.
So that when people see that content on your Instagram, it drives the traffic through to a ticket sale. You know,
Gotcha.
and then, you know, and there's a bunch of other variables that go into like selling your own tickets, like, you know, being likable.
Yeah.
You know, people have to like you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like you
build the demand.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Like a
exactly.
sense of urgency type thing.
Yeah.
Like, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, yeah, and we have some experience with that. Like with YB Terrion, he was a part of the BET Awards weekend.
Okay.
And so he had to sell.
Were you
like
a part of getting him booked for that?
I wasn't a part of getting him booked, but I was a part of getting him the sales.
Okay.
So, he got so many sales that he actually charted #1 out of 2,000 artists.
Really?
So, you know, and those are $10 tickets.
Okay.
So run it up. But YB is such a dynamic and authentic artist that people just mess with him. Like
Right.
they just, I don't know if we can cuss on this podcast. Can we cuss on this podcast?
They just fuck with him.
They fuck
Yeah,
with him?
yeah, they fuck
They
with him.
fuck with
yeah,
him.
Yeah. Yeah, they fuck with him. I just want to be, you know, respectful, but yeah, like they fuck with him. So it's just like some people were just buying tickets. They were like, "Well, I'm not gonna be there, but I'm about to like buy 20 tickets," and I'm just like,
okay.
"Okay, for sure." Like,
Yeah,
you know?
like some people, they will do that. Like,
Yeah.
I get that too. Like, oh, I'm not going to be able to come, but I'll buy
But
the
run it
ticket.
up.
But
Yeah,
run
yeah.
it up. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, when I do sell tickets, I get people that do that. But most of
Yeah.
the time, I'll be like, I
Yeah.
don't really feel like panhandling. That's how I be feeling.
Yeah, no,
I just
see,
gotta
yeah,
I probably
it's-
just gotta clear my mind,
change your perspective.
change my
Yeah, yeah.
perspective on that.
Exactly.
So, what are some of the ways that you go about finding new talent as an A&R?
I look on Instagram, like literally just scrolling Instagram, and because of like the things that I already follow, it kind of just brings up independent artists all the time.
Yeah.
So that's one place. That's actually where I discovered Unspoken Views, and we'll talk more about her later. But dope artist, and TikTok.
Okay.
So
you're
TikTok-
literally like so
TikTok.
is
Yeah.
that like the new way of being in the trenches as an A&R?
That is one of the ways.
Okay.
You know, with the whole pandemic, it was really hard for A&Rs to like go out and scout
I bet.
for new talent
Because there's literally no shows going
places
on.
were closed. So you know, now we're using TikTok, and even still we're using TikTok because that's just where it is. Like you can still get a lot of organic following on TikTok right now. They're not charging for that, you know. And
If
then,
TikTok stays around.
yeah, if they stay around.
Oh, they're still talking about banning it?
Oh yeah. In Michigan they actually already got rid of it.
yeah.
Oh,
wow.
why?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Michigan
Okay.
is done. But my bad, go.
So if you live in Michigan, you can't post a TikTok.
No, they don't have TikTok.
Oh, that's messed up.
So yeah, Instagram, TikTok, and going to concerts.
okay.
There's a lot of promoters out there in the LA area, especially that throw pay to play concerts all the time. So
Yeah.
you pay a small fee to get out there and to get exposure. And so I've actually discovered some artists that way too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think going to some of those shows, I went to a show 2 weeks ago, and it was actually nice to be back out there and just
Yeah.
like experiencing
To be
like
outside.
No invite.
my bad. Yeah, she's actually right.
You're
But
a horrible co-host for that. You didn't even tell me you was going.
Yeah, y'all gotta
said-
go places together, man.
Right.
no,
it's
absolutely
crazy.
we
Teamwork
do.
made the dream work.
But
Have you guys seen White Man Can't Jump yet?
no.
I went to the movie premiere for that, and I didn't invite you, Ghost. So.
Oh, so that
I
was the
literally
classic.
watch, like, I don't really watch TV because, like, I honestly don't even be having time to watch TV, but I try,
Yeah.
but I just fall asleep.
There's really
So,
not-
like,
there's
I
not
watched, like,
anything
the
on there
first,
to
like,
watch.
15 minutes of it.
It's not a lack of effort. It's
And-
just
Yeah.
I dig it. So what influence do you feel like an AR has in the future of the music industry and for artists?
So the future, the role that A&Rs play in the future for artists, I think, is guiding independent artists into the industry.
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of independent artists don't really know like how to even connect or like make any type of substantial effective like relationship happen with someone who's in the music industry. So I feel like as an A&R, that's my job, is to like network and make relationship with people.
Yeah.
So the role that we play in the future for artists is really like just like shepherding them into the rooms and the places that they need to be in.
Got you. Yeah, that's true. I think, like in the time that I have been an artist, the one thing I haven't met until I came across you, like even though I was out there for a while, was an A&R. I don't know if it was just my luck that I didn't have, or like, but
You're like the first A&R I've ever met too. And
Yeah.
I'm an independent artist.
Yeah.
Like
So it's dope.
It's dope. It's nice to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
And it's dope
Thank
to
you. I
get your
appreciate
insight
it.
because, like it's
Yeah.
given a different perspective. And that's why I was excited to have you on the show. It's just like, it's given, the independent artists that watch the show an opportunity to learn something about
Yeah.
what they should actually.
The structure and the things and the people that you're going to need to have a better shot at being successful as an independent artist, because
Yes,
it's definitely an uphill
Exactly.
battle. So yeah.
Exactly. So,
what were you getting ready to say? Because if you say the same thing I'm going to say, it's going to be a jinx and you owe me a soda.
I like.
Kind of soda.
I like Cactus Cooler.
All right,
Cactus
so I'm gonna
Cooler.
ask the question
Okay.
because I don't like that.
You don't like Cactus Cooler?
Nah.
Okay, so Ghost, what you was getting ready to say?
So, in your opinion, what are the most significant challenges that artists face today in the music industry, and how does your company in particular help them overcome those challenges?
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah, so I think a lot of challenges that I've seen with independent artists is structure,
Okay.
and just being able to stay on track.
When you say structure, like what in particular do you mean by that?
Okay, so there's a lot that goes into structuring a business.
Okay.
And so just like with artists, there's a lot that goes into structuring your music career.
Okay.
So artists need a music career plan.
Okay.
So we need to map out, okay, what are your goals? What are you trying to do, and when are you trying to do it in? So you look at smart goals. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So you want to make sure that your goals fall underneath those SMART goals.
Right.
So that's one. And then you kind of want to look at, you want to do a SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So I see you kind of know some of this information probably because you're a businessman.
Yeah.
And so a lot of artists don't think like this. They don't even that's not even, So you're looking for internal and external strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Right,
Because you could
right.
be a threat to yourself. So
If you don't know your strengths.
right. And I talk to my artists and I'm just like, okay, like what are some threats? Oh, well, so-and-so is kind of doing the same music that I'm doing. Like, okay, let's look inward though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have money? No. Okay. That's a threat. Because you're going to have to make some kind of monthly budget to put into this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, which is what she was saying in the beginning about as an artist, you should be a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that I'm
gonna have
assuming
to-
that's where we're leading into with your preface.
Right. Yeah. So
Say that word again.
Preface.
Preface. Spell it.
preface.
Preface.
Preface. PREFACE.
Yeah. So, all that stuff is important. And then lastly, the pastel analysis, which is
That one I haven't heard of.
You haven't heard of that one? Okay, so this is
Pastel
another analytical process that you use and it's really focusing on the external factors,
Okay.
on what's going to impact the business, or in this case, the artist. So PASTEL stands for political, economic, social, technology, legal, and what is that last E one? I said economical already, right? What is the last E?
Possibly environmental.
Yes, environmental.
Oh damn, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yep. You're right. So yeah, environmental. And so a lot of people are just like, well, what does the environment have to do with my music?
Everything.
I'm just like, everything, like,
Everything.
So those are some of the tools that my agency uses specifically. to kind of help structure and guide the music career of the artist.
Okay.
So
I dig that. I dig that.
So can you like discuss the process of artist development within your company? How do you work with artists to enhance their skills and crafts?
Of course. So we focus on 3 categories, and those 3 categories have a lot of subcategories. But we focus on branding and marketing, performance, and professional development. So when it comes to branding and marketing, we're not only looking at social media aspects, but we're also looking at your wardrobe. So my business partner, she's actually my creative director. Her name is Ashley Kahn. She handles like wardrobe styling and kind of consults with you about, your style. But
Like an image consultant.
like an image consultant.
Okay.
But we like to embellish on you. Like we like to just embellish who you actually are. So we're not really like taking you in and totally switching up your style and then like spitting you back out, Like we're going to consult with you. We're going to talk to you like, what are you comfortable in? Like what is you on a typical day, And then from there, she's going to kind of give you like a styling guide to follow,
Gotcha.
So
No, that's dope. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
I think
dope.
that's actually very important.
Yeah.
Because as an artist, you have to have the look, you have to have the appeal to
Right.
to the
Yeah.
people that you're actually
Exactly.
trying to connect with.
Yeah, and
you
then
know?
the next step to that would be performance. So, I can't stress this enough because like I've been to a lot of these pay to play concerts in LA,
Yeah.
and I've seen people get booed off stage.
Damn.
Wow, they're
because
booing folks.
They really
I must
are
be doing a great job.
Yeah,
then.
the LA crowd is gonna tell you.
They let you know what time it
They're
is.
gonna let you know, and I've seen artists just bomb, and I feel bad for them because they
Yeah,
got to get
yeah.
through the whole the whole thing,
Stage presence is extremely important
Yeah,
though as
yeah,
an
it
artist.
is.
Like
It is.
I don't think people understand like how important you have to like captivate that crowd. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like you want to make sure that you're giving people an experience.
Exactly.
And so that's what I always share with my artists. Give your people an experience,
Yeah.
not just something to watch.
Right,
They
right.
they do that all day, scrolling idly on
Yeah.
social media. But give them an experience.
Yeah.
Put on a show. Be a performer.
Yeah.
And speaking of performers, rest in peace to Tina Turner because that really hurt my feelings.
You know,
Man.
that hurt
That
my
really-
feelings too,
that
especially
really-
when I got told.
Yeah.
I was like, you are lying. Ain't nobody got rid of what's
Yeah.
love got to do with it.
Yeah, that really hurt my
hurt.
feelings.
She
Like
was
I
a
was
good
I actually shed a few tears because Tina Turner is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to get into artist development is because
Really?
she's such a great performer.
Yeah.
And
okay.
so I was like
And
10
those
years old.
legs.
Yeah.
She used to move those legs across that stage.
Man, like I was 10 years old, like singing What's Love Got to Do with It verbatim. Had no idea what the song meant. But,
you knew
but
the
I was
song.
singing my heart
Yeah.
out and like Simply the Best and like Thunderdome, like all of those great classics. But like, yeah, she was a performer.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars, a performer.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're going to be an
From
independent
what I've been
artist.
told, Pitbull is another one.
Yeah, Pitbull.
Yeah.
you know, he pops up before the actual pit bull does on Google. So he's making moves, he's doing
Pretty
something.
crazy. But yeah, like if you're going to perform, like perform.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then the last piece would be professional development, and that falls there's a lot of things that fall underneath there. So that's like your professionalism, your work ethic, your studio etiquette. That's like learning how to read contracts, having a music attorney,
Yeah.
just
Being educated.
being educated
Yeah.
and being learned and being studied, how to network, how to work a room, and how to pitch yourself as an artist.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
That sounds like just confidence building 101.
Yeah,
101
and,
built that
and I love to say that, like, my agency, we kind of have a different angle.
Okay.
And I feel like our core competency is really community.
Gotcha.
And we not only develop artists, but I honestly feel like we develop people just in general.
So you're building
you know?
them more than just an artist. You see them as,
Yeah,
it's taking
as a professional, as an entertainment professional.
Exactly. So the
know?
skills that you actually give
Yeah.
these artists, they can take it outside of
Exactly.
what they're doing.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. So how important do you think an A&R is to the success of an artist?
I think it's pretty important, and I think that everything starts in the A&R department. Because we're strategizing, we're conceptualizing, and we're kind of creating like the creative brief behind your project.
Okay.
So, and like I said, I'm just super big on planning. Like, it's all about planning.
Right.
If you don't have a plan, how do we know what we're aiming at?
Right.
So, a lot of artists come to me and they're just like, I got this single, I want to put out this single. And I'm just like, okay, like, why are you putting out singles? Like, nobody puts out a body of work anymore, and I understand, the singles and the strategy behind it. But as long as you have a strategy,
it should be leading to something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To a work of, to
a body of work.
A body of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that 1,000%.
How do you know when someone's got a hit on their hands?
I think it just depends on, like, one, my opinion of the song. I might think it slaps, but another person might think it's whack.
Yeah.
But the most simplest songs
Sometimes.
are hits.
Yeah. I think it's really crowd response.
You're right.
Because, like, an A&R, like, and like, I do rely on my natural ability to spot talent.
Right.
But I also have education on top of that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do, like, A/B testing, and we're going to put certain songs out to see what the crowd thinks.
So you treat it like a media campaign.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
I like that. I approach everything like a drug deal, so
You put it together.
But you got to be strategic about, how you sell your drugs too. So
how you selling that?
don't ask me how I know that, but
How do you know that?
I feel like every business owner and a person that, like, controls stuff, they already have that mentality. It's like a
Okay.
what did a TI call it? Hustle or nomics or something? What do you call
Hustlenomics.
it? Hustlenomics. See, there you go.
Hustlenomics,
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he called it. Yeah.
So as an A&R, how do you keep up with the constant changes of the industry? Because it seems like from day to day, it's like it's just like on a constant wave of
Changes.
Yeah.
it's up and down. How do you keep up with it as an A&R?
Well, I keep up with it by just looking at Billboard and, like, who's charting, and depending on who's charting, then I'm studying them. I'm studying their style. I'm studying the producers that they're working with, and then I'm gonna go and look up the producer, and then
Gotcha.
It's a lot of freaky shit out right now, though.
What's that?
It's a lot of freaky shit out right now, though. I mean, they getting freaky now.
Yeah, Janelle Monáe came out with some.
I heard it. Did you see the video?
Freaky stuff. Yeah.
Did you see her pull them titties out?
Yeah.
I love me a freak bitch. What about you? What? Everybody's got to be different. I mean,
And we all know I love women. But
you
that's
love titties. Titties. Okay.
it's not about me today.
It's about them titties. It's about them titties. Okay, I'm so sorry. My bad. So, what advice would you give an aspiring artist who's looking to get noticed by A&R professionals or seek representation from one of your from an A&R company?
Work ethic, and professionalism. If you approach me or someone like me that's an A&R and say something to the effect of, like, could you manage me? Could you represent me? Then my first question is going to be why.
Bars.
Why?
Yeah.
Bars.
What's your why?
And I ask, and there's is another analytical process. Ask why 5 times until you come to an insight. And that insight is going to be the value that you're providing to your audience and your fans. So my first question is, why are you doing music? Why do you think you need an A&R? Do you know what an A&R is? Do you know what an A&R does? So I'm asking why. Why? What is the objective? Because if there's no objective, it's going to be really hard to formulate a plan for you. So.
I think those whys actually give some insight to, like, who the fuck you may be potentially working with. So I understand
that too.
why.
Yeah, it's
why
a vetting process.
Yeah.
It's a vetting process because I'm not going to work with just any artist.
Because as an artist, like, if you don't know the first why, it's like, okay, well,
yeah,
you don't even have a plan for yourself. Why the fuck am I going to make one for you?
And that's going to turn into a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Because I hate toxic situations.
Yeah, I don't like toxic situations at any capacity. So
No capacity.
and I've had experience with, representing an artist and it becoming like, okay, I can't, I can't do this. So,
It's like, I can't take this shit no more.
they let outside forces influence them to do music a certain way, or like they just won't let go of a certain producer. And I'm just like, okay, if I'm going to represent you, if I'm going to manage you, you have to trust my expertise and what I'm telling you.
Right.
You want to use that producer because that's your homeboy, and I get that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if your homeboy caps himself and his stuff sounds outdated, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, you can't take everybody that you started with you to the
Right,
top.
exactly. So
And then sometimes you need a different sound, like because a producer,
Yeah, exactly.
you'll know, like, okay,
Yeah.
he made that beat,
Yeah.
and that's gonna make that's gonna basically make your fans and stuff grow tired of you now, because now you're sounding the same.
Right,
so
right,
what
right.
are you gonna do next year? Because last year you brought that one shit. I hope you don't bring that shit again, because we heard that already.
Yeah,
They want to see growth.
They want to see growth. So it's
Yeah.
always good to experience with a different producer when you work on different projects. You're absolutely right about that.
I tell my artists, like, the relationship between an artist and a producer is very much so like a marriage.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I was telling Rob, I was like, if you can have like a really good artist and like a whack producer, and if you put those two together, it's just
A whack ass
it's gonna
song.
produce trash. You know what I'm saying?
Garbage.
So like, but if you get like the right producer and the right artist matched, oh, you got something.
Yeah.
Like that's the money.
You can't make, you can't make greatness from shit.
Right, exactly. Just like La Russell and Taupe.
Yeah.
Like La Russell and Taupe.
Yeah.
Them together
perfect
is
combination.
Just,
Perfect combo.
A perfect combo.
Yeah.
So
Agreed 1000%.
I agree.
Yeah.
How do you think an artist should go about attracting the attention of record labels?
I think that it's good to have an A&R.
Okay.
It's good to have representation, because as an A&R, I'm looking to network with labels. I'm looking to, cut deals with labels. So I'm always trying to go to industry events to have those connections.
Right.
So if you have a sort of liaison to, bring you into a space with a label executive, I feel like that's a really good way to do it, because a lot of labels, they do have their own A&Rs that scout for talent and stuff like that. So sometimes you might get lucky and you might meet an A&R representative for a label. But, if you happen to know an independent A&R like myself, I work for myself. I'm an independent contractor.
And you have
so
your own
I could
label.
have multiple label, so
Yeah.
that's kind of the leverage there.
Okay. Are there, when it comes to your company in particular, is there any specific genres that you work with, or are you open to all?
Right now, I tend to be working with rap and hip hop.
Okay.
And a little bit of R&B. But in the future, I'm open to any genre. Like I came in here in a Nirvana shirt.
I know. I noticed that
You know
earlier.
what
I
I'm
was
saying?
like, girl,
So,
I love that.
so that's when you asked me, like, what's your favorite genre? I was just like, that doesn't even compute in my mind, because like I have favorites like in each genre. But actually in the future, I would like Divine Intervention Artistries to actually represent artists, period. So not just music artists. So we want to move into like the artist galleries.
Okay,
spaces.
so you want to work with creators as a whole.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. That's amazing. How do you build, you in particular in your company, how do you build your relationship with the record labels, producers, and any other industry professionals?
Yeah. Well, I always come from an angle of servitude.
Okay.
So, I get in there, I make a relationship, I maintain the relationship, and I really just focus on having a relationship. I think relationships are really important. And, as you're developing that relationship with that person, get to know them, get to know, other things they have going on outside of like, working for the label. And,
So it's like
things
an actual
that.
relationship.
Yeah, it's an actual friendship.
like a marriage, she said.
Yeah. It's an actual, I'm curious to know about you as a person, and me personally, like I have a heart for people. So I like to like get to know what people are into.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I do that, and then attitude of servitude cultivates collaborative communities.
Right.
So I'm going to come in and say, okay, like I have these skills. If there's anything that you need help with, like let me know.
Yeah.
And you just never know when they might need you or they need you need them, so
Vice versa.
Yeah, it's funny because some of the I forget where I heard this from, but it's the saying that that he said, it was like don't go into a relationship seeing what you can get from it.
Right,
seeing what
exactly.
you can contribute.
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
I get that 1,000%. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, so I'm always, especially with like music execs or anything like that. I would also suggest like studying, like before you even like try to go into their camp, study them, study their business, and really try to see like where you can contribute.
Yeah.
And like
know what you're working
find
with.
Exactly. So
I get you. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You in particular, with the company that you have going, and everything that you have so far, what do you want to accomplish in the entertainment industry?
I just want to be able to have the ability to change lives.
Okay.
I like
And
that.
so, when it comes to like struggling, hungry artists, I want to be able to be the one to change their life. So it's like, I have this connection, like, let's get you right. Let's get in the studio. Let's work. Let's get a project out and let's change your life, you know, because ultimately, and not just the lives of artists, but also just lives in general, because music influences culture. So
Big time.
depending on
Big
what
time.
we put in our music is going to influence the culture. And so if we can like start to put, just more positive things into our music and more motivational and inspirational things into our music, then that's going to change generations to come.
Put the candy in the poison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why people check their candy on Halloween. Candy and poison. What events you got coming up? Like, you got shows, you got some showcases?
Yes, I'm super excited.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's talk
get
about
into
it.
So, there's this thing that we call the Artists Connection.
Okay.
And the Artist Connection is actually a vehicle that Divine Intervention Artistries uses to connect with the community.
Okay.
So you don't see a whole lot of entertainment industry agencies or companies really like doing community-based stuff. Like, you don't see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're kind of bridging the gap between industry and community with the Artist Connection.
Okay.
So the Artist Connection is actually an educational industry event that teaches artist development.
And when is that event held?
It's going to be on Saturday, June 17th.
Okay, June 17th.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
IG is probably the best place.
Drop the IG so the listeners could get it.
It's at DI Artistries.
DI
At
Artistries.
DI Artistries LLC. I believe.
LLC, y'all don't forget that.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I let you get out of here, there is one question that I do have to ask everybody that's been on the podcast.
Sure.
The reason behind this question is just to leave these interviews on a positive note. And the question is, what is the message you want to spread or the impact that you want to leave behind?
The message I want to spread is kind of something that I said earlier. An attitude of servitude cultivates collaborative communities. So that's kind of like the widespread message that I want to send with my agency.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Miss Divine, Top Tier Podcast.
Top Tier Podcast. It's the lock in here.
That's here.
Now, amazing. I appreciate you for coming by,
Yeah, of course.
dropping some gems. Producer, do we have time for her to drop a poem or? Yeah, we have time.
All right.
So yeah, it wouldn't be a Top Tier Freestyle Friday without I know you ain't gonna hit the spit some bars, but you got some bars in your own way, and we would love to hear them.
For sure. I got some.
All right,
got
Miss
some
Divine,
fun.
Top Tier Podcast. Here we go.
I want to talk to the enemy today. I won't fall for your deceitful inventions, always trying to get my attention, a comment, a like, and a mention. See, I see you lurking and building lies, trying to get me to compromise with the promise I was given. But I flow in another dimension. I'm a sentient being fleeing the sight of evil in my path. I'll graft the light from the one above into my side. So move aside. My pride has died. I'm blind in faith, so I find my escape in God. Flawed, but I'm still hitting my dance because you don't have a chance. I may glance, but don't flatter yourself. I'm breaking your lies down like a shelf. trying to put an evil glaze over my message, but catch this. I can see you. I won't let you divide. I'll subtract the lies, add the love, and multiply. AV, can you hear me? Can you feel me? Because there truly isn't competition. We all in this soup together, and we're all winning. This kingdom, freedom, feed them, lead them onto the path which they should go. You're my brothers and my sisters, and damn, I don't want to fight no more. Don't let him turn us into the enemy, giving me the cold shoulder, saying you ain't no kin to me. Just because we're on a different mission doesn't mean we're against each other. There are different and unique flocks of sheep that need tending to. God is unique and so are we. His kingdom is vast, so let's not be so fast to head up with each other just because we're not on the same task. We're all saving souls by his word. That's the ultimate goal.
Pew, 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 pew. I like that poem. It was deep, just like she said. That shit,
Damn.
it touched me on the inside.
There it is. Top
I
tier
want you
podcast.
to call my
Top tier.
name and touch me on the inside.
Top tier Freestyle Fridays, top tier podcast. Miss
Thank you,
Divine,
thank you.
I appreciate you for coming
Thank
through.
you.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
you
me.
for educating our listeners. I think everything that you have said today can do a lot of justice to these independent artists in this game today.
Yeah.
If they just take the time to listen and understand what the fuck it is.
I have one more event that's coming up.
Go
Just
ahead,
one
tell me.
more. It's also the Artist Connection webinar.
Okay.
And so we have some pretty dope speakers that are going to be there. We have Zoe Young as a keynote.
Okay.
One of her biggest projects was French Montana, Black Youngsta,
Nice.
Bia. So she's going to be keynote, and then also Sean Hill, who is an award-winning actor / poet. He's going to be talking about performance and like how to connect with your audience. And then we have like a bunch of other speakers that are going to be really dope. So if you guys follow the IG, you'll see a bunch of promotion on that coming soon.
Love it. Love it.
Love
Yeah.
it.
All right,
Thank
there it
you
is.
so
Miss
much.
Divine.
All right,
Thank
thank
you for
you.
coming through.
Thank you so much.
We out.
We out.
We out.
Pew,
y'all.
pew. I do my own stunts. Thank you.
Beautiful. Love it. We ran out of space.
Ran out of space, so I got to offload there.